Hello, I'm Mrs. Ruma Dhanwate from Aryan College of Arts, Commerce and Science. In this video lecture, we shall see what are architectural and views. Architectural structures and views. A view is a representation of a coherent set of architectural elements as written by and read by system stakeholders. Stakeholders means everyone who is associated with your project or an application. It consists of a representation of a set of elements and the relations among them. Or view can be simply said as a representation of a structure. A structure is a set of elements itself as they exist in software or hardware. Kinds of structures. There are three kinds of architectural structures depending on the nature of elements they show. Module structures, second is component and connector structures. They are also called as CNC structures, and allocation structures. First, module structures. Module structures embody decisions as to how the system is to be structured as a set of code or data units that have to be constructed or procured. In module structure, the elements of modules are of some kind like classes or divisions of functionality, which are units of implementation. Like in your project is divided into number of modules and each of the modules have further functionalities. So when you complete those functionalities in a module, you say that a one module is complete. So modules represent the static way of considering a system, and modules are assigned areas of functionality. Now, what do the module structures tell us? They tell us what is the primary functional responsibility assigned to each module, what other software elements is the module allowed to use, what other software does the module depends on and uses, and what modules are related to other modules by generalization or inheritance relationships. CNC structures or component and connector structures. CNC structures embody decisions as to how the system is to be structured as a set of elements that have runtime behavioral components and interactions or connectors. In these structures, the elements are runtime components like clients, servers, filters, and many more. And connectors or communication vehicles such as call return, process synchronization operators, pipes, and others. Now, CNC structures tell us what are the major executing components and how they interact at runtime. What are the major shared data stores? Which parts of the system are replicated? How data progresses through the system? What parts of the system can run in parallel? Can the system structure change as it executes, and if so, how? Now we shall see allocation structures. Allocation structures embody decisions as to how the system will relate to non-software structure in its environment such as CPUs, file system, networks, development teams, etc. These structures show the relationship between the software elements and elements in one or more external environments in which the software is created and executed. Now, what do the allocation structures tell us? They tell us what processors does each software element execute on, in what directories or files is each element stored during development, testing, and system building. What is the assignment of each software element to the development team? Now, the three types of structures, that is module structure, then CNC structure and allocation structure. Now, module structures are static type of structures which will contain your classes, your objects, your program, that is the coding, etc. That is, they are static type of structures. Now, CNC structures are dynamic type of structures, that is runtime structures. For example, if you execute a program which contains a call to another function, so during runtime, you write a program and save it. But when you actually run it, the main function will call a function into it, which in turn can call some other function, return the values to the main function. So that is the dynamic type of structure, that is CNC structures. Then the allocation structures. Because you are making the project or an application, you will be having databases, programs, and a lot of other things. So how are these things done and where they are actually stored? What are the processors being used? Which directories is saved where? In which drive? Which folders? So this is called as allocation structures. So you have module structures, CNC structures, and allocation structures. Allocation structures are basically deployment or implementation structures. Now this is a table which tells you the architectural structures. You have on the left side, you have the module structure, then CNC structures, allocation structures. On the top, you have software structure, the element types, relations, what they are useful for, and what are the quality attributes affected by them. The module structures, if you say 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, there are 5 module structures, which is decomposition, uses, layers, class, and data model. Now, the first, the decomposition structure. It is the module type and it can be a submodule of some other module. And why it is used? It is used for resource allocation, project structuring, information hiding, encapsulation, configuration control. And what are the qualities, attributes affected? Modifiability. Then you have uses. Element type is module. It uses requires the correct presence of engineering subsets. It is useful for an engineering extensions. And subsetability and extensibility are the quality attributes affected. Then you have layers, which requires the correct presence of, uses the services of, and provides the abstraction to. Here you have incremental development, implementation of virtual machines, and portability. That is the quality attribute affected by layers. Then you have class, which the element type is class object. It is an instance of, you have seen object oriented programming. So class and objects, so it is an instance of, shares access methods of, and it is used in object oriented design systems and used for extensions of functionality like inheritance and all. Then modifiability and extensibility are the quality attributes. Then data model, uh, which uses one-to-many and many-to-one relationships, generalizes and specializes, engineering global data structures for consistency and performance. This is its uh, usefulness, and performance and modifiability are the quality attributes. The next, CNC structures, it uses two software structures, service and concurrency. Then service, ESB, registry, and others. These are the element types of service. And process and threads are the element types of concurrency. For concurrency, the relations is they can run in parallel, and for service, it runs concurrently with and may run concurrently, and it can exclude and precedes. And it is used for scheduling analysis and performance analysis, and these are the quality attributes. Then concurrency, identifying locations where resource contention exists or where threads may fork, join, or can be created or can be killed. And the quality attributes are performance and availability. Now the last one is the allocation structures, and the software structures are included implementation, deployment, and work assignments. So deployment includes components, hardware elements, and the relations are allocated to, like we have seen, module structures. They are static type of structures which will include your coding databases, so where they are allocated and how they are migrated to and where they can be migrated to. So they are useful for performance, availability, security analysis, and these are the quality attributes. Then implementation, the element types are modules, file structures, where they are stored, configuration control, integration, and test activities. And the quality attributes affected are development and efficiency. And work assignment, modules, the element types are modules, organizational units, and they are assigned to the relationship. The relation is assigned to, and useful for project management, and it is used of expertise and available resources, management of commonality, and the quality attributes are affected. So these were the architectural structures, three types of module structures, CNC structures, and allocation structures. Thank you.